Welcome to AMZ Shopping Deals. In this video we're going to show you these wired tested e-scooters that will help you scoot around the town. Riding an electric kick scooter isn't the coolest way of getting around. There you are, standing stock still and upright, gliding around like a penguin on wheels. But reducing our reliance on gas-guzzling cars is cool and important. If bikes or electric bikes aren't your thing, e-scooters are another eco-friendly way to travel relatively short distances without burning fossil fuel. They're easy to fold up, lighter than e-bikes, and you don't need to wait on public transportation. Just hop on and go. Before that, make sure to like and subscribe and ring the bell to be notified on our latest videos. Number 1. Segway F30 Electric Scooter. The Segway 9bot F30 is a good place to start for anyone new to electric scooters. It excels at the basics, from a headlight that reliably illuminates dark streets to a responsive front and rear brake system that speedily halts you. Cruise control kicks in after a few seconds, so you don't need to hold the throttle down, with a beep to alert you. Even the bell on the handlebars is designed in such a way that you don't have to look down for it. There's a digital display to view ride data, but the F30 can connect to Segway's companion app via Bluetooth, so you can configure settings, update the scooter's firmware, and lock it in place, though I wouldn't leave the scooter outside for more than a few minutes. The whole thing is dead simple to fold up. At 33 pounds, it's not terribly heavy to carry up a flight of stairs. Rides are comfortable, thanks to a spacious deck and handlebars tall enough for my lanky arms to grab. The 10-inch pneumatic tires absorb many of those bumps on the road, so unless you're riding on cobbled streets, expect smooth gliding. And the 300-watt motor goes up to 15 miles per hour on the F30 Sport mode, the highest of 3, but it struggles with steep hills and range. I'm 6 feet 4 inches and 220 pounds, and I got around 9 miles per hour up small slopes, and 10 miles on a single charge. If you're smaller, you might end up with something closer to Segway's 18-mile claim. Number 2. Gotrak's G3. Gotrak's G3 offers nearly the same experience as the Segway for a lot less. It's often available at Walmart for $398. It has the same 15 miles per hour top speed powered by a 350-watt motor, and Gotrak's even claims 18 miles per charge, though I hit closer to 10. Throw in a climb like the Williamsburg Bridge in New York City, and you'll see the battery deplete much faster. An excursion over the bridge and back home saw the e-scooter running out of juice around the 8-mile mark, and I had to walk several streets home. It's best for short trips in flat areas. The Segway has a few nicer features like the brighter headlight and intuitive bell, but the G3 doesn't disappoint. Its 8.5-inch tube tires do a pretty good job of absorbing bumps in the road, and the rear disc brake stops it fairly quickly, though neither is as effective as the F30. It also has an LED display that shows speed and battery life, a bell, a front light, a brake light, and cruise control, plus it's not much heavier at 36 pounds and folds fast. The G3 also has a few anti-theft mechanisms. When you turn it on, you'll need to enter a code to unlock the display and use the scooter. There's also a steel cable attached at the bottom of the stem that you can pull out to lock the G3 to a fixed object. You can set your own numerical code. This might give you peace of mind if you have to leave the G3 outside, but it's not going to do much against a determined thief. Number 3. Gotrak's Apex Electric Scooter. Gotrak's Apex. If you find the Gotrak's G3 for under $400, buy it. If it's back to its MSRP, then go with the Apex. You get a lot for the money here. At 32 pounds, it's lighter, and it's just as easy to fold up. It has an integrated bell and a digital display that shows your speed and battery life. It can go up to 15 miles per hour and no more like the top two picks. The 250-watt motor slows down even going downhill to make sure it never exceeds the top speed. The Apex is reliable. I've gone to coffee shops, remote video shoots with a backpack full of camera gear, and the grocery store. It's not the smoothest ride, but I never felt like I was going to be thrown off. The motor does struggle with any kind of slight incline, and slopes drain the battery fast. Its biggest flaws? This is a pretty small scooter, so I had to stretch my hands all the way down like a zombie to reach the handlebars. If you're tall, stick with the Segway or G3. The front light is relatively weak and more intended for cars to see you than for you to see anything else. The single rear disc brake will require some tightening with a hex key. It brought me to a stop just fine, but I wouldn't have minded something more powerful. Then there's the range. GoTrax claims 15 miles, but I hit closer to 9. Number 4. Apollo City Electric Scooter. If you want to avoid range anxiety and have the power to go up most hills, stick with the Apollo City. This spendy scooter can go up to 27 miles per hour, thanks to its 500-watt motor. Even if you limit its speed in the companion app to follow local laws, it'll still climb up slopes with ease. You even get turn signals. The front and rear brakes are reliable, and there's a regenerative brake system to boost your mileage. Speaking of which, I was able to eke out 16 miles riding at 16 miles per hour. At max speed, I had 26% left after a 12-mile trip from Brooklyn to Manhattan and back. It's worth also considering the Apollo City Pro for $300 more, as it can go much faster and has a longer range. Unfortunately, upgraded scooters tend to get heavy. It's 57 pounds, so I don't recommend carrying this up a few flights of stairs. It doesn't help that the handlebars are long and can't fold down. I walked into a coffee shop with the city, and its handlebar knocked over a steel jug at the milk and sugar station. The front light also doesn't get very bright, and the hook on the stem doesn't stay connected to the deck, which is annoying when you need a break. 5. Mini Motors USA Dualtron Victor. Okay, don't wince. The Dualtron Victor 910 wired recommends costs $2,699. Ouch. But it's the only scooter I've tested that's taken me all the way from Brooklyn to North New Jersey and back a 24-mile round trip on a single charge, with 30% left in the tank at the end. With no car and some anxiety about using public transportation early in the pandemic, I was able to visit a friend I hadn't seen in months. For that, it holds a special place in my heart. This thing has a 4,000-watt dual motor, which means it can hit a terrifying 50 miles per hour. Thankfully, you can go whatever speed you want, and match the legal speed limit, but this power was certainly handy when I hit some serious inclines in Upper Manhattan. This is hands down the comfiest ride I've ever had on a scooter, thanks to thick tires and front and rear suspension. Additional perks include a headlight, taillight, visibility lights, sadly, no bell, plus effective front and rear hydraulic disc brakes. Just about the only cons are that the Victor is 73 pounds. It's an effort just to lift it onto the curb, and it takes a stunning 20 hours to charge. You can buy another charger and use its 2 ports to juice it up in half the time, or get the fast charger to cut it down to 5 hours. I just wish the latter was included. Are you satisfied with our list? I'd love to hear your thoughts. What do you think of this video? Please let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to like this video, and even subscribe to AMZ Shopping Deals. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in our next video.